Hi, everyone. I'm Esther Hertzfeld with Hotel Management, and I'm here today with Guy Weiss, CEO of Zenzap. Today, we'll be diving into how fragmented communication across hotel teams, often spread between personal chat apps, different shifts, and possibly even different locations, creates operational risk, blurs work life boundaries, and complicates consistency for owners and operators. Welcome, Guy.
Hey, how are you?
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Great to be here.
Based on all the hotel clients you have, what is the single biggest communication challenge you see almost every hotel operator struggling with today?
So if you think about, I don't know, 1,000 people operation with a hotel, a few locations, the single most biggest pain point for them is they don't have a place to be and to communicate and work. And as a 24/7 business, with lots of stuff, lots of things going on. The no structure, digital clutterness, and everything getting lost through those random group chats um, is a big pain point for them. Leave aside, productivity, compliance, privacy. It's about not having a one place, one stop shop where work happens, and that's the biggest concern when it comes to Zenzap.
I could definitely see that as some issue. So, how does using personal chat apps for work really affect the hotel team's work-life balance and sense of privacy?
Yeah, so from team's perspective, if from employees' perspective, I would say what we see is burnout. We hear a lot of people complain when they're off work and off shifts. Their phone just never stop, pings and rings for things that happens on shifts, but they're actually off work, and that really that's just annoying. um, Things get blurry, and basically it's like work invades your personal life even when you're not working. So switching off after work, especially for those 24/7 businesses where messages comes across 24/7, it's a pain in the so that's one thing. And the other one is privacy. Many employees are appearing in group chats um, without the ability to choose if they want to share their, for example, personal number, yes or no. So when that happens, we hear a lot of sexual harassment things where some guy have this I don't know, frontline worker, and he just text messages after working hours to a girl he sees on the hotel, and she's a part of the group chat, but she never gave him her number, and that creates HR issues. So privacy, HR, separation, these are like the top issues for employees in the hospitality in general, in hotels specifically.
Kind of turning more towards the business side, what are the risks for the business itself when the communication is messy like that, whether it's a financial, legal, or operational risk?
When using personal messaging apps for work, it's like, think about using Gmail for any workplace you go through. So basically, all your data stays with you and walks away from the business. So even if you have secrets or files being sent over group chats or Excel spreadsheets, or I don't know, menus or recipes, so IP and knowledge of your operation leaves when employee leaves, and the turn rate is huge with this type of businesses. So data is being lost. When onboarding new employees, it's a mess. Nobody knows which group you want to add them to. You're managing thousands of or hundreds of people in different group chats. You don't know who is in, who is out. There's always a claim, well, I didn't see the message. Well, it's okay because it's not it wasn't built for work. So you can use that as an excuse as an employee, but that creates a lot of financial issues. If somebody says, yes, I'm going to come to the shift, but actually he was referring to another shift, and now we don't have anywhere to do the shift. So a lot of costly mistakes can happen with unstructured communications. Compliance is a whole different story. It's more of a legal issue for the business owner. They get sued. They get They get sued for past employees, ex-employees, using terms or things once mentioned in the group chats that was once okay, but the review mirror maybe not that okay when I read it when I'm not an employee anymore, and I can use it against you and against your business. So it's just things you can avoid when having like a purposely built tool for your work communication. So all of those things are, that's the top.
Let's dive into that a little bit more. So, for the hotel owner wanting to fix the situation, what does a real solution look like? And what is the first step that they should take?
For hotel managers and people who runs and leaves, and breathe operations, they operate instantly. They want everything to happen now. So they're currently using the default. The default is any type of personal messaging app that is like a common denominator for all of the employees. So nobody can say, well, I can't use it. It's too complicated for me. So they all use WhatsApp or iMessage text messages or Snap groups or whatever culturally you choose to use. These all are wrong. So if you decided that you want to do the move and create a purposely built digital environment for your team, you have to choose a tool that has zero learning curves. And you can't have your employees, have training to use those tools because your turnover of staff is so high. You don't have time for that. So operational people, they don't have time to explain. They need just to get things done. So you need to have a tool that everyone can use, that is accessible to all, that works perfectly on everyone's devices, that works as good as the consumer apps, so people won't get annoyed and revert back to their default. So the criteria of will my employees going to use it or will they love it? That's the first criteria I would look at as a hotel manager or operation manager. Rather than that, you have to have those set of tools you need for work. If it's to-dos, if it's integrating to calendar or to shift management softwares. Talking about AI, you can use AI agents to manage your shift instead of me doing that as an operational manager. So you want to have a set of tools. You want to have integrations to HR tools. So you don't need to onboard and offboard to group chats. You can do it automatically when it's synced to the HR system you're using. All of those are critical for business like hotels to really choose a tool to use and operate with.
So, what are the biggest communication challenges for hotel groups with multiple locations?
It's something we see quite a lot. Um, we have few brands that runs, let's say, more than 5 locations. So it's between hundreds to thousands of employees. Depends on the number of rooms. And then you have certain amount of, so you have departments and you have teams and you want the chefs from all over your locations to be able to talk and to communicate with each other. But on the other hand, you want to have the CEO kind of say, hey, good holiday for everyone. But on the other hand, you don't want the cleaners for one location to chat with cleaners from other locations. So you want to govern the communication. So be able to split your org chart and have a tool for communication that follows your org chart and the rules and governance you wanna follow. That's a challenge. We obviously know how to overcome with the right set of features, but that's a challenge we see when trying to adopt a tool. You want to have something that aligns with the org chart and how you operate. So you want to have something that's on one hand flexible and gives you the ability to make sure communication is aligned for how you want to run your business, but on the other hand, creates control and separation and the right environment. So when going to multi-locations, you have to have multi-location features to support those kinds of needs.
Well, Guy, it's been a pleasure talking to you today. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.